Skill sets. I need skill sets, I hear you cry. What type of skill sets are you talking about? Well, let me talk about it. You know, Evelyn was a classic example of that. Evelyn and Shirley, how they handled the situation. You know, we all find situations where when we're in that, we see it. I can see it on your face. The stress level is huge. And what you say and what you do is critical to moving this forward. You know, when you talk about delivering the promise, that's an action word, delivering. What are you saying? What are you doing? What are you saying? What are you doing to deliver that process? It's an action word. Well, little things, you know, little things that help create an atmosphere where people feel like family. For instance, throw out some ideas. Give me some examples of what do you do to show somebody that you're listening? Just curious. Eye contact, number one. Good. What else? Head nodding. Good. What else? Paraphrasing. Yes, afterwards. Making sure they heard you heard what they said. Good. What else? Asking questions. Excellent. Yes, asking questions. What else? That's pretty much it, Mike. Does it really? You know, I tell you what all those words fall under. All those words fall under the word paralanguage. In fact, grab a pen, write that on the forehead of the person next to you. I want you to see it for the rest of the day. I'm talking leadership skills. And you know what? These aren't leadership skills. These are people skills. You know, the tornado is a very physical thing, you know. The tornado is very, very physical. How many of you carry your stress on your face? You might not even know it. But some of you do. You know what I'm talking about? How many of you carry your stress on your face? How many of you work with somebody who carries their stress on their face? How many of you carry your stress right between your shoulders? Yeah. Or lower back. If you're in the chair a lot, lower back, yeah. Customer service, you know, teleconference centers, all that, very, very challenging. The tornado is a very physical thing, you know. 92% of your communication comes from your paralanguage. Paralanguage is everything that surrounds your words. It's your eyes, it's your lack of smile or your smile. It's the way you hold yourself, your posture. It's how you lean forward. It's the tone of your voice. It's the pitch of your voice. It's all those nonverbal things, you know, and you hear that number all the time. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. What is your name, sir? David, if I was to say, David, really glad you're here. It's going to be great to work with you. You're going to be a big, big hit. Just want you to know, I want you to consider me your greatest resource. And if there's anything that you need, just ask, and I'll come running. And just want you to know our departments will do great things together. One Wells Fargo. What did I say? What? You lost me at hello. What did I say? I said all the right words. Didn't you hear that? I said, you know, you're going to be a big, big hit. You said to me that I said to you that I don't mean what I say? What? I said I'm going to be your greatest resource. Well, I said, welcome to the team. You're going to be a huge hit. Didn't you hear my words? Oh, so what you're saying is that number's pretty true. You know, some of you need to hear this. Paralanguage is important. You know, some of you are screaming before you ever open your mouths. The tornado is so huge. Well, have you ever worked with somebody that as soon as they turn the corner, you notice them and you go, oh, good Lord. You know. How many of you know that I can tell when someone's having a bad day on the phone? You even heard this morning, you know, I can tell when somebody's smiling. We heard it from our customers. I can tell when somebody's smiling on the phone. And paralanguage is everything. And the fact is that the tornado has a tremendous impact on us. I was coming home from work once when my kids were little. My kids were real little. And I would come home from work, and I got this a lot. And how many of you, when you come home from work, this is traffic? It's got nothing to do with the day. It's just traffic. You know, it's where I wear my stress, and you know, it's a long day, traffic coming home. And I would come home, and I'm glad to be home. I had a great day at work. I love my kids. I love my wife. I love being home. But this is the day, and I would come home, and I got this a lot. Daddy's home. Daddy's mad. Daddy, why are you mad? How come you're mad? Why is Daddy mad? How come Daddy's mad? Why is Daddy? How come you're mad? And after a while, it would make you mad. You know, I'm not mad. Why are you asking me? Like, oh! I said, honey, why? I'm not mad. My 4-year-old daughter, she's sitting on my lap. And I say, honey, I'm not mad. Why does everybody keep asking me if I'm mad? And she took her thumbs and she pushed up my eyebrows. And she says, okay, now you're not mad. And I went, oh, you're a genius. I have a genius as a child. It's fantastic. And what she was saying, if I could paraphrase, because she smacked me in the face with it. She said, hey, you're this big. I'm this big. Here's a tip. Lighten up your face. You don't know your audience, mister. I know that you feel great. Because have you ever done that? Have you ever come home from work and you've said, how was your day? The day was good. No. No, it was awesome. We got a lot done. Cranked it out. It's fun. Yeah. Have you ever done that? Well, she was saying, you don't know your audience. She says, hey, you got to remember, it's not about you. It's about me. Here's a big tip. You're scaring the bejeebus out of us. You look like you're going to eat us. And she was right. See, what she was telling me is, look, if you're going to be a leader, Dad, you gotta pay more attention. And I had to take a 3x5 card, and I drew eyebrows on it, and I stuck it above my door. So every time I came home, it reminded me, in this situation, I need to act a certain way. In this situation, it's got to be more than my personality, because if it was, the day comes across, it's too uncontrolled. In this situation, they need me to get my eyebrows up and take the day off my face. It's a little thing, but it had a huge impact, because I remember coming home going, hey, Dad's home, oh! And it changed everything. Some of you need to hear this. Get your eyebrows up. It's hard to work with you. Turn to the person next to you and say, get your eyebrows up. From now on, let's make a pledge to each other. Just this little thing, paralanguage. Every time you're working in the hallways and you see the tornado of a project, you see the tornado of change, you see the tornado of whatever you know, you don't even know what it is. You can just see it. I want you to walk by the person and go. And they'll go, oh, thank you. See, there are times when the mere mortal would run and use the stress as an excuse to pass it on to others. Or sometimes they're so busy, they're not thinking about how you're coming across. I got to tell you, guys, this is very big for us because we have a tendency to come across very strong, sometimes too strong. And there are times when I have to watch how I'm coming across, whether it's my voice, whether it's my delivery, whether it's my face, whether it's how I stand. There are times when I need to bring my chair out from around my desk just because I need to soften this up. This is too strong. Sometimes there are times when I need to stop doing email when you're talking to me. Because I know that you're gifted and you can do two things at once. You're very multitasking. And I know you have to for your job. You're very talented. But you missed the point. The point is they need you to stop and turn and be face to face and nod your head. And if it's not a good time, you need to tell them. It's not a good time. Come back in 5 minutes. But the fact is that there are things that I can do to affect how I'm coming across. Ladies, there's a